You know, seems like yesterday I was introducing the brand new Fender silver guitar coin, doing the Telecaster, doing the Stratocaster. You know, those were the first ones that came out. I think what is the Stratocaster sells for about $400 these days. The Telecaster is like $250, $300. It's just been one of the single most popular programs out there. Palm Suisse, of course, they're known for not only their quality of fabrication, which is why I think so many of these big names choose to partner with them in terms of their licensing with this. So that's been a journey several years now in the making. Well, to some degree, we're at journey's end. What we're seeing here is the very last of what's considered the big four, the four guitars made by Fender, the four vintage, the four original, the four Fender guitars that defined, in essence, rock and roll. I mean, I had the Telecaster, the Stratocaster, then the Jazzmaster. I think we may still have a few of the Jazzmasters, none of the Telecaster, Stratocaster, CSNMint.com, if you want to check for the Jazzmasters. And then the very last guitar in the series, and while, you know, the Telecaster, Stratocaster, and Jazzmaster were defining rock and roll, only one of the four vintage guitars from Fender was released actually in the 1960s, and that was the Jaguar. Probably the most modern issue, the modern looking coin or guitar that Fender did. It was released in 1962, I believe, and quickly, and understand, it was kind of interesting. It was released, and a couple of guys were there. It has the kind of very distinctive, body cutout that you see right there. That's kind of that modern looking guitar that you had. And then in 70s, that's when it really, really, really took off. This was supposed to be the highest end Fender guitar. It had the most bells and whistles. It had all the stuff that they were really trying to get there. And Palm Suisse really brought this to the forefront. As you look at this, and there's the Jaguar guitar from, like I said, 1962. Now there's only 4,000 of these for worldwide distribution. Now when they originally did this, and it was authorized for production, Queen Elizabeth, of course, was still the queen. That's why even though it's 2024, we still have Queen Elizabeth on the coin, probably the last coin she's ever going to appear on that you see right there. And there, isn't that fantastic, where they even have Elizabeth written in there in very Fender-ese, if you've got that 2024 Elizabeth II. Right above that, the 2150, by the way, is the serial number of the coin. Each coin is individually stamped in serial numbers. I mean, that's part of, kind of the technologically advanced thing that Fender guitar does. So this is the last big one in the series. It's the last of the vintage Fender guitars. Now, we have sold basically all these coins, every single one of them, at $99.95. If you have been following along, you have done quite well with these, okay? You have done quite well with these. Like I said, the Telecasters and Stratocasters, the original ones that we sold are, anywhere between $250 and $400 a piece for those. And I actually had a mintage, I think, was $4,500. They reduced the mintage for the Jaguar. I don't necessarily know why. It's complete sold-out limited edition. We were very, very limited. Out of the 4,000, we only got 150. You have to understand, I'm the largest PAMP specialty distributor on the planet, and so I get the most of these. In essence, I represent the most of this entire edition right here, and this has been, in terms of the Fender guitars, this has been in a lot of ways as popular, if not, may end up being even more popular because the mintage is less than even the Telecaster and the Stratocaster. So this is my initial and only presentation of this. I love the way that they do this. So I'm going to grab, let me just grab this one. I'm going to take this right out of the box because it's easy to do. So first things first, if you look at this, first thing you look at this, it's a left-handed guitar, okay? Isn't that interesting? So it's a left-handed guitar that they decided to do this. But if you look at all the specialty things on this, every single solitary attention to detail. The big four, the Jaguar is the only one that has 22 frets. All the other ones have Telecaster, Stratocaster, Jazzmaster only have 21 frets that you see right there. And you could actually order this in different neck widths. For the first time you could do that. So they were really attempting to make this kind of the flagship of the the entire Fender design. Like I said, here's that unique body cutout that you have right there. It had all the bells and whistles that even none of the other guitars had with that. And then as you turn that over, as you can see, that's what, 2148 is what you've got with that. There's Queen Elizabeth on it, and everything that you're going to have. $2 is the denomination. There you go. It's a $2 coin that you're going to have right there. And I think it's just spectacular. I love the fact that it's in its own custom acrylic holder as well. So you take that, you have your own custom acrylic holder, and then you go ahead, and they really did a really cool thing this time. So it fits in there just like that. But then this pops up, and as you can see, you've got this little flap that comes out so you can really display it. I mean, it is, just that you have the display on it. Let me get that, there you go. You have the display, so it really shows as well, because this is definitely a showpiece. Understand, and if you have a guitar player in your life, this is the perfect gift. This is the perfect gift. One of the most, I would argue that probably the Telecaster, Stratocaster is probably the most iconic, or those are the real iconic issues. But in terms of modern guitars, even though it was released in 1962, in terms of modern guitars, the Jaguar, because of that body design, that modern body design, the body cutout that you had right there, really made it. Now, it's an ounce of pure silver. So it's not just representative of the Fender guitar. And of course, officially licensed by Fender, which makes it huge. But then also the fact that it's solid silver, so you got that intrinsic value with that as well. You got that added little extra value that, like I said, Queen Elizabeth is still on this coin in 2024 because of, it's kind of a weird licensing deal when they kind of licensed all the different guitars. They did it all at the same time, and at that time, that's when you kind of determine who's on the coin with that as well. Look at that, even the details on the back of the frets, the way they're put in are right there. I mean, it's just, that's why everybody collects PAMP. That's why the PAMP specialty products. And they're not putting something out every week or 2 weeks. I mean, we get about 10 of these a year. And now they've got such great properties. So now you got Fender. We had the original Barbie, of course, that's long sold out. The original Hot Wheels. So they're doing these fantastic different licensing deals that are out there. And a Fender, kind of almost kicked the whole thing off. That, and of course, the Pez dispensers. And so if you're looking for those specialty products, whether it be the Pez dispensers, no matter what that is, you've got the Burton Morris, you got the popcorn and the grill and climbing the Empire State Building. CSNMint.com will have a complete collection of what we have in stock. Now, here's the thing. There are only a few, and there are only bits and pieces, because almost without exception, every single one of these is sold out. Now, once we get down to 3 or 4 or 5, they just go to csnmint.com. It's not enough of those for us to do a full presentation on the air. So when we start with our 150 coins, when this gets down to 5 or 6 or 10 coins, if it doesn't sell out completely in a single airing, then it just goes to the website, and that's one way to always be able to look with this. So this was just released. Of course, the outside box, I really like the way they've done that. Very vintage, very emblematic. It really matches the coin itself, matches, kind of the history of the coin and so on. And so $99.95, that's been our original, even though silver's been going crazy, silver's up 20%, 30%, we've held the price on this, even though our cost obviously goes up because there's the metal part of this. The metal part is important with this. And this is something you've seen, and there's so many iconic, Johnny Marr, the Smiths played this, Kurt Cobain played a Jaguar. So those are the things that are out there. That's how iconic this really is in the marketplace. Great presentation with the acrylic case, 1 ounce, incredibly limited edition, only 4,000. It's my initial and only presentation of this. It's been very, very, very popular. You want to add this to your Fender collection. If you have a guitar player that you need a gift for, this is what you need to get on the phone for right now.